It's been a long time coming, but we are back. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and welcome to my blind reaction to Season 4, Episode 1 of Wakfu. So, for those who may not know, back on the old channel before that had been, terminated unfairly, um, I reacted to a French cartoon called Wakfu. Um, and all three of the original seasons were on the old channels and everything. So, unfortunately, the reactions don't really exist anymore. Um, but yeah, I reacted to all of those, and I reacted to the specials and whatnot. The only thing I've reacted to on this channel is the Oripo special, which was not that long ago. Wasn't that like back in November or something? I don't know. It wasn't that long ago though, and I did react to that on this channel. So if you want to go check that out, that kind of acts as like a prequel to season 3. So yeah. um this has been a long time coming, obviously, because just by the fact that I reacted to all three before this channel, that kind of means that season 3 came out before the beginning of 2018. And 2018 was, let's see, 6 years ago. That's how long we've been waiting for another season. And I don't know all the details on uh, all the issues that like were behind why it took so long. I think it centers around like just that they basically had to crowdfund a lot of this like in the first place with the earlier seasons, and getting this fourth season off the ground took a lot more work and a lot more effort in regards to that. So it was just very difficult for them to get done just in the first place. But they clearly kept working at it and made sure that it did get done. And so now here we are. Um, I don't know if the plan is for this to be the final season or if there's going to be more after this. But yeah, for now at least, we do have another season. I believe it's 12, 13 episodes, something like that. Um, and I believe like 10 episodes are out currently, and the last two or three come out this week, actually. Um, but this is something that I was waiting to become available to get to react to, and honestly, funny enough, if this had been available before I took the break on Hilda, I probably would have gone with this in that slot instead of Total Drama. And that's the only reason why this is being added to the lineup instead of replacing something, even just temporarily. Because there's really nothing on my lineup right now that I feel comfortable replacing. Again, even temporarily, because I want this is what amounts to as a Connie's Choice series. If you don't know what that means, is each of the shows I react to have a different like category in a way. Like some shows are donation rewards. They're rewards for people who donate to the channel. People get to choose to have me react to something. That's a donation reward. One of them, which is the other one for today, Wednesdays, is Tangled the series. That is a poll, a donation reward poll series. It's both a donation reward and it was voted on in a poll to determine that it would come next into this slot. But we've also had other poll series that weren't donation rewards as well. One Piece is just long running. It's just an ongoing long running series, but basically amounts to as a Connie's Choice as well. Um, And we also have First Impressions continuations, which are shows that I'm continuing after having given a chance and checked out their first episode in the past. Basically, giving a first impression reaction to see if it's something I would want to react to in the future. Um, but yeah, Wakfu is just my choice here. And it's one of the earlier shows that I reacted to in general. Um, Up there with My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and Steven Universe, Star Versus, shows like that. That were some of the earlier ones that I ever started reacting to on YouTube. This one was originally suggested to me by some of my viewers. Um, and I checked it out, and yeah, I really enjoy it. But like I said, it has been a while. So just as a little bit of a quick recap over the first three seasons, let's just go over just very briefly what they were about. Season one was all about introducing us to the characters, the different members of the Brotherhood of the Tofu, who we would come to know and love. It showed how they kind of came together and became a team in the first place. And we had our main villain of the season, who was Nox. Uh, Time traveler, all that crazy mumbo jumbo. And really tragic, actually. Really, really tragic character. Season two kind of ramped up the stakes. Things were a lot more intense, things were more interesting. We had the introduction of Kilby. Kilby was our new villain, who was kind of supposed to be a surprise villain, though it wasn't really that hard to see coming. Um, and he wanted revenge on the Eliotropes, Yugos, the main characters, people, because he was trapped in a prison for so long and, was just a salty bitch about it. Um, so this all culminated in this big battle between him and Yugo, as well as basically a war between, like, a bunch of opposing sides on these islands, I believe. And it was kind of insane. There's also this general lady, I can't remember her name right now, but she had like these like shark teeth, and was just an absolute joy. Um, Season three, the most recent season, focused on the introduction of Oropo, who is an Eliotrope, basically an offshoot of the Eliotropes. And his goal was to destroy the world, destroy the universe, kill the gods, and I believe kind of just restart everything in his image, in his will. Um, Bigger stakes than ever. And this season took place like a few years after season two. It had a little bit of a time skip. All the characters are older. Um, One of the main characters, Ava, has had kids now with Tristapin, and yeah, it's it definitely like progressed things in a more serious nature. It had a lot of great villains in it, like Toxine and Lady Echo. It had some really fun fights. It had some really interesting moments with the characters too, especially between Yugo and Amalia, kind of having some issues with their relationship. Ruel had some good character development in the season as well, and it ended with Oropo's little pocket dimension being destroyed and him and Lady Echo dying in each other's arms, I believe. And the Brotherhood of Tofu, meanwhile, were just transported to the land of the gods. And that's how the season ended. um, so yeah, a lot, a lot happened between these seasons. There's a lot of just great character work, a lot of really fun concepts, and not everything worked. Um, I wasn't a big fan of the boofball stuff in season one, for example. But I mean, with most shows, you're gonna have things that just don't work for you. It's just how media goes. I am excited though to see where this goes now. Now that Oropo is defeated, now that they're in the land of the gods, are we going to actually get to meet the gods? I don't think we've actually seen any of them in this series. I think maybe one or two of them are in the Dofus series, but I don't think we've ever actually seen them in Wakfu. And for those who don't know, Dofus is it's in the same universe as Wakfu, just set at a different time period, and is more like child focused, I guess. It's more for like children and families, while Wakfu is more mature in its tone. That's how I would describe it, at least. So, yeah, I've been waiting for this eagerly for a long time, and once I heard that this season was coming out, I've been waiting for just the episodes to be available to me to, download to react to. This is very exciting. I have a lot of high hopes for this season. I'm hoping that the animation is just as good, if not better, than season 3. But if it takes a little bit of a drop, that's fine too. I understand. It took a lot just to get this season out. I assume all of the original VAs are going to be back. And by the way, we are watching this in the original French with English subtitles. Because the dub is inconsistent. The first 2 seasons of the dub were trash. And I'm not like normally one of those people like who hates on like anime dubs, for example. I'm actually very forgiving of a lot of them, and I even prefer some of them, such as Black Lagoon or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or Cowboy Bebop. Shows that are just better in the dub. But the dub for the original 2 seasons was bad. It's just not good voice acting really at all. Season 3 had actually a pretty good dub though. It like completely changed the voice actors to a new group of more like well-known professional VAs. Like I think Todd Habercorn is in it. I think he's Adamai, which is wild. I've actually met Todd Habercorn. Fun fact as well at a convention. But yeah, it's like they got bigger names and everything to take over, and it was actually good. It wasn't great, but it was like insanely better. But yeah, we are doing the original French in this version because there isn't a dub out for this, at least as of the moment. Now, I believe the first 3 seasons and maybe even at least some of the specials are on Netflix still, at least here in the US. So, if you want to catch up on the series before you watch these reactions, that's perfectly fair. And I'm just going to say right off the bat that once this is done, this isn't going to remain on the schedule. This slot is literally here just for Wakfu because it's a priority show for me. And so once this is done, the Wednesday slot will revert back to just the one show and the stream. This is just because I don't want to wait, and hell, even some followers don't want me to wait. Calling you out here, Arca, telling me to get to this as soon as possible. Well, here we are. So yeah, I'm not waiting. And by that note, why wait any longer to get into this? So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So that was interesting start. Raises a lot of questions, sets some things up. We have eyeballs in the sky above the world of 12. We have the heliotrope goddess being revealed at the end. Kilby is back. That's fun. So, is is he gonna like end up being an ally this time? That would be interesting. Um, but we also have like Oropo's spirit, kind of, um, almost threatening Yugo that he's going to, just get worse and everything. Because it basically comes down to them being kind of the same person, kind of not, and it was always confusing to me in the first place. But so his spirits it's residing in Yugo's like subconscious in his mind, and he's like telling him it's like, oh, things are just gonna get worse, you're gonna get worse, and it's like, dude, leave him alone. Let my boy rest. He needs just peace and happiness. Like, this shit's gotten kind of out of control. Meanwhile, everyone else is just kind of figuring out what to do at the moment. We have Tristapin, Ava, and their family just kind of hanging around. Adamai is being like, you know, hated on by Gutelard because of his betrayal. Though he does apologize to Yugo for that, and I do like that he did that. We have this new character who I guess is working with the goddess. Definitely want to know more about them. There's also a fight because a Shushu possesses Pen, the newborn baby of Ava and Tristapin, and is seemingly, I guess, still in there, but like, Pen has taken control. It's That's definitely going to be coming back up. Like, obviously, they didn't like stop the Shushu altogether. So, what is that going to mean? Like, where's that going to go? A lot of questions. We also have them discovering books that details their entire lives and whatnot. A lot of crazy shit happening. Things are just getting quite intense. And it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. Because with the goddess being introduced at the end, it feels like the scope of this just got bigger. And I have no idea where it's going. I can't even begin to fathom. It just feels like it's going to keep getting bigger, keep getting more intense, keep getting more, like, threatening, kind of. It's just insane. But we did see a bunch of other characters. Did check in with them as well. We saw Joris, we saw Cleophe and the pirates. We even saw the cat dude from Dofus. Again, I can't think of his name. But the one who is like, kind of taking care of Joris and everything in the Dofus series. Again, I don't know if he was actually shown at any point in Wakfu, like the series. He might have been, and maybe briefly. But I don't remember if that was the case. It's really interesting to see what they're just setting up right off the bat. And I'm just curious, like, how intense this season is going to get comparatively, because each season has gotten kind of more intense and more like insane than the last. So if this continues with that trend, this could get pretty nuts. And I think I think originally like season 3 and 4 were originally supposed to be kind of the same season, but because of like issues that happened and all, like that's why it ended up being cut in half, and why season 4 also took so long. I think I heard about that like back in the day, back in like 2017, 2018. Um I'm wondering like exactly what like is exactly what happened with all of that, because I don't remember if I was told. I probably was. Um, but hopefully things continue to go well. Again, I don't know if this season's gonna finish off the story at all, or if it is gonna leave it open for another season. But I'm curious nonetheless. So yeah, what where are we going to go from here is the question. Is the goddess going to send us on a mission? Are we going to have to deal with a whole new villain? Or some kind of connection to the past? I mean, Oripo was kind of behind everything before him. He was behind Ogrest, he was behind Nox. I think he was even behind Kilby to a point, which would make sense. But also the fact that Kilby is back now, that's going to be nuts. Because I actually really liked Kilby as a villain. He's probably my favorite villain from this series in terms of main villain. Because otherwise, Lady Echo. In terms of main villain, he's my favorite. I like him a lot more than Nox and Oripo. Um, just because of how insane he is. He's so insane and sassy, and I love it. Oripo was good. I don't hate him as much as I know a lot of other people do. And Nox, a lot of people really love Nox, and I do too, but just nowhere near to the same level as Kilby. Kilby was just like something special, just hit the right notes for me. So I wonder if we are going to get a new villain in this one. Because the eyes, it's like I think that's pretty new. Maybe we're going to deal with Shushu stuff again. We kind of dealt with that a bit in season 2, I believe. Didn't we see the king of the Shushus in season 2 and have to kind of deal with him? I don't know. I was thinking about that because like the eyes in the sky were. I mentioned that the Shushu eye that ended up possessing Pen looked like the eyes in the sky, right? So maybe there is a connection. Obviously, do not tell me. No spoilers. I wish to remain as spoiler free as possible, just like with everything I react to. I'm just thinking through things right now. I'm talking through things to try and figure things out, to try and like think about it all. I don't actually want answers here. But yeah, this was a strong start. It feels like it's starting right from where it left off, which it basically is in terms of story. But it also it feels like we're right back where we were. You know what I mean? Like it's been 6.5 years since the last season came out, and yet it's just like it just got me right back into it. And mind you, the Oripo special probably helped with that quite a bit. Did a little bit of the heavy lifting to get me prepared for this again. Because 6.5 years is a long time. Like, that's over half a decade. That's quite a long time to be away from a show. And I know other shows have had, like, long waits between seasons, too. Like, Durara actually had a pretty long wait before Durara X2 came out. I don't know if it was quite 6.5 years, but it was still a long wait between seasons. And it's been quite a wait since One Punch Man season 2 as well, hasn't it? I think that came out in, I want to say, 2019. So that's already been like half a decade. And we're supposedly going to be getting season 3 this year, I believe. So it's not out of the question that shows can have long waits between seasons. It's just it's just wild that it has been that long. Yet at the same time, I do completely believe it. It feels right. Because even before I looked it up and everything, I knew that, like, even if there was any of Wakfu on this channel, it wouldn't have been the whole season, and it would have just been, like, at the very beginning of the channel. But no, no. Um, Actually, when I started this channel after the old ones, were terminated, I actually did a series of videos called Why I Love Wakfu. And that was like at the beginning of this channel. Um, that was kind of like bridging the gap in a way itself. But I have not actually reacted to Wakfu before on this channel, except for the special we did before, and now season 4. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm very excited to see more. Again, I think it's like 12 or 13 episodes, one of the two. Um, and we should be able to just blast right through this. Now, like I said in the pre-thoughts, once we finish Wakfu, this slot on the schedule will be, like, dropped. So Wednesdays will return to just being Tangled the series or whatever we're reacting to at that moment, and the streams. Wakfu is only a temporarily added slot because I didn't want to wait, and there was nothing else I really felt like I could get rid of, because there's only 3 shows that are Connie's choice shows that I could have replaced it with. And I didn't want to put One Piece on hold. I've done that before, but I didn't want to do it here because I'm just like really into Egghead right now. And I just started Total Drama 2023 Season 2. I don't want to stop that after I just started it. And Masters of the Universe Revolution hasn't even started yet. That's starting this week. I'm not gonna like put that on hold just because of Wakfu. I that was what is going to be replacing Has Been Hotel. I'm not just gonna like not do that for now. So I think I can handle one more show every Wednesday. It's just like 2 shows and then the stream. I can handle that. It won't take up that much more time. It's fine. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Just my mind drifted a little bit there. Anyway, I would love to hear what you think about this first episode of season 4. Like I said, though, no spoilers. I wish to continue going into this completely blind. But let me know your thoughts on this first episode, nonetheless. And are you excited just for the return of this series? Have any of you, besides Arca, been here since I reacted to previous seasons of this? Let me know down in the comments below if you're one of the originals like that. And if you're newer to it, I hope you enjoy this. Hope you understand what's going on. If you have not seen earlier seasons of Wakfu, I would definitely suggest, once again, going and watching those. If you're here in the United States, in America, you can watch those on Netflix. All 3 of the seasons should be on there, and I think, again, some of the specials. I don't know about all of them, but you should be good to catch up still. But yeah, either way, thank you so much for tuning in, and for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.